Okay guys, you need to pay attention now to use the microscope because I'm not going to go over this in class and you need to use all of your class time. So here we have the kind of microscope we're going to be using in class. This is a compound light microscope. Compound because it has two different lenses. There's a lens up here in the eyepiece called the ocular lens. It has a magnification of 10 times. And then we have a series of objective lenses down here attached to the revolving nose piece. Okay? These lenses, the lowest power, it says on here 10, or excuse me, it says 4, so you'll multiply the 4 times the 10 for a total magnification of 40 times. And you can feel it click into place when it's directly above the stage opening. The next one over in yellow has a 10 on it, so this 10 times 10 is going to give you 100 times total magnification. And then the last one for high power is 40, so 40 times 10 is 400x for your magnification. So again, these are the objective lenses attached to the revolving nose piece. Okay? When you go to use the microscope, there are two, what do you call these? Adjustment knobs. So you have your coarse wheel and your fine wheel. The coarse wheel is going to move the stage down below the objectives, and then the fine wheel, notice that you can't see it move anything, but it does a teeny tiny bit. You're going to always begin with the coarse wheel adjustment, so you're going to put your slide under here, and you're going to have your stage clips to keep it in place. And you're always beginning on the lowest objective, which is your scanning power, 4. Okay? And you're going to move your coarse wheel, and you can see it going up. Alright? And that is how you begin. Once you can see it through your eyepiece, then you're going to stop there and you'll move to the fine wheel and you'll sharpen it up. So that's how you use the microscope. This is called a parfocal microscope because once you have it focused on your scanning power, you should be able to just rotate to the next objective and it still be in focus. Now, what I see kids do a lot is they want to move this down in between changing from objective to objective, and you don't do that. Once you've focused it on scanning, it's already set where it needs to be, so you just have to scoot it over and then it's already there, and you'll only use the fine wheel to sharpen up your image at that point. Okay? And then same with the high power objective. You'll notice the high power objective has a spring-loaded tip to it, and that's because it will touch the slide. It's supposed to, and that keeps it from scratching the slide and from scratching the objective in there. Alright, one difference you'll notice with Miss Conkey's microscopes over here, she's got two different eyepieces, so two people can look at it at the same time, so that's pretty cool. The other thing that her microscopes can do that are cool is they have a mechanical stage, so instead of sliding the stage clips on top of this, you have to place it within, did you see this little, you place it in there, and then, super cool, there are knobs underneath the stage that will move the slide back and forth and side to side. So you don't have to manually do that like you do with Miss Berry's pitiful microscopes. Okay, also notice her coarse wheel adjustment is this big fat knob, and the fine wheel is the little one right here. So that's set up a little bit differently from mine as well. Last thing with hers is she's got one additional objective here, and it is called the oil immersion, and we won't be using that one. So do not put the oil immersion. You only can use this when you use the oil, and we won't be doing that, at least not for this introductory microscope lab. So hopefully you have no questions about that. Last thing I want to show you is how to make a wet mount. You've got your slides. You're going to put whatever you're looking at. Let's pretend like we're going to look at a little piece of paper. So I'm going to take some water, put a tiny drop of water on my slide, add my specimen with the forceps, and then I'm going to add a cover slip. Now, you don't want to touch the cover slip except for on the edges because you don't want fingerprints on it. And when you lower it down, you want to lower it at an angle so you don't get air bubbles. Oh, that was terrible. So that's how not to do it. So you're going to do it slowly at an angle so you don't get air bubbles. And you might have to add more water. If you have to add more water, or if you're going to add a stain, you're going to add it to the edge of the glass, and it's going to get pulled across. And hopefully you guys remember properties of water where we did cohesion and adhesion. And ideally I would have a paper towel to do this with, but you can take a piece of paper and put it on the other side, and it should pull the water across. You can see it get wet. That's capillary action right there, pulling the water across, or the stain if you're using a stain, and then your whole specimen will be washed with that stain. If you use the stain, then you'd need to use water to clean it off. So you put the water drop on and wash that across to pull off any stain that's not directly attached to your specimen. So then you can go look at that. This now doesn't have enough water because I was showing you how to pull it out. But basically that's how you make a wet mount. So hopefully you guys are good with how to use the microscope, and you'll be ready to go for class tomorrow. Thank you.